Hold up. Live from the 215 Fresh Up Before podcast. Last week, Wrestle Cave, motherfucking network. I'm here with Pat with the facts. My man John, my man Chris. I am Ace Porter. This is Wrestle Cave. Make some motherfucking noise, man. Yeah, and I'm not editing that beginning because this is live. We in direct. We start with Crown Jewel. John, how do you feel about Crown Jewel?
Honestly, it's just another paper. It's just another network special. I ain't even gonna call it a pay-per-view because they waited so long to really make a decision. So, for what it's worth, I'm just looking forward to seeing it for the most part. Get a chance to see the return of DX. That should be a good look.
You want to see the return of DX? Honestly,
yes, because it's been a while since we've seen those two guys together. Especially in a program that may be worth watching, But I don't have any expectations about it. Just you
just want to see him.
Yeah.
It's the complete wrong environment to bring them back because basically anything that makes them DX they cannot do. Yeah, they can't do crotch chops. They can't say suck it. They can't do any of that.
I got the over. We gonna see at least one crotch chop. They gonna sneak it in somehow. Don't totally rule that
out. They can't crotch chop over there?
They can't do a lot of things over there.
What?
If they ain't got women on the show, that should tell you how much of a crotch chop is going to be getting on.
Damn.
Ouch.
I mean, but
our
isn't Renee?
It's our segue. Yeah. The rumor is that now that because of the controversy, they're going to put Renee Young on the commentary team. I already said off air, I think probably what they'll do is just have her in Stamford and they'll have her via satellite or something. Because they're opening themselves up to another PR nightmare. If she appears on that show, with a hijab on or something. This is not a comment on anybody's religious beliefs, but that's just what the reality is if she goes on screen like that in Saudi Arabia.
And she making history. Either way, right?
Yeah, but that I don't think that outweighs.
I think it's more like
absolutely not
cheap heat. Just with Evolution, a couple days ago, and they're saying, "Oh, by the way, we gonna have her on the commentary team," but you gotta ask yourself, is she really gonna be there?
Yeah.
For the most part, I'm in agreement with Pat.
Now, if her physically being there but being in the back, not actually on television, can she not? Could she do that? Could she commentate from behind the scenes? Or she just can't be seen off the flight? Like,
to my knowledge, she can be heard but not seen. That's my understanding of it.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Chris, you looking confused over there.
I'm a little perplexed. I'm like, can you even be there? What's this whole thing with women in Saudi Arabia?
Well, I wouldn't bring her there. Period.
What's the whole thing with that?
I think they have their political views and
religious beliefs.
It's
strict
religious laws and things like that.
Hidden. They have a real issue with
they
that.
still living in the I don't even know the 1800s. I can't even say 1900s.
I mean, women are just finally getting a chance to vote over there and actually getting drive. You got to think about how far that's set back, and then for Renee just to be, oh, by the way, we going to make some type of history, just have her there, but she's not really there. So how much of an impact on history will that really be?
Yeah, cheap shit.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, here you go.
Yeah.
There's no way to dig out this whole situation is. There's just no way.
Nah. And speaking of Renee, does anybody notice that she doesn't say shit anytime Dean comes up?
Because she's been told not to.
That's a ride or die for you right there.
It's an awkward position to be in because it is her real life husband, but now she's trying to keep kayfabe together because Dean Ambrose, her husband in real life, is not the crazy man attacking people.
Right. But as far as, television, this is his character on TV. You are the face commentator. You can't speak on his actions on television. It's like every time
she should in kayfabe,
Kayfabe, but she riding it down. To me, she no, that's my fucking husband. I'm not saying shit because even when they zoom in on her face on the camera, she's just sitting there with no fucking expression. I'm like, yo, you better get you a fucking Renee. You know what I'm saying?
When they made the announcement of Roman, it felt like she didn't really want to say something, but they just put her in an awkward position, so she just felt, I gotta say something.
I think that's why she's giving that kind of response. I think it's just how they kind of corner her. It's it's not like the natural flow of whatever they're talking about necessarily.
Now I had a question. Let's get into the actual tournament.
Sure.
Bobby is in the tournament now. I'm excited about that.
Replacing John Cena.
Yeah. Okay. Bobby, I believe, is supposed to be facing Seth Rollins.
Yes, he is. He is.
Is Seth getting out of that first round?
Yes, he is.
No.
Think he is?
I don't think he is.
I don't think he should.
Reason why I don't think he is because the whole program they got going on with him and Dean.
Yeah.
It's just, if you read the tea leaves, you can get a sense he's going to interfere somehow. Whether him costing that actual first round match or Seth winning his match against Lashley, and then when he gets to facing the other Raw opponent, I can easily see Dean influencing that somehow, causing him to lose. I don't. If I had it my way, I really think the finals probably going to be Angle and Mysterio.
Oh, my finals are completely different.
Who you got?
I actually had Rollins and Orton.
Rollins.
I think Orton's winning this thing. And I think Ambrose would cost Seth in the finals as opposed to
I
earlier
can see
matches.
that.
How you think? What do you think, Chris?
I agree with that. With that conclusion, Rollins will be in the finals, and Ambrose will have an influence. He'll cost him the World Cup, and it was either Ray or Orton. It was either one of those two that was going to win the cup.
I want to see Bobby Lashley win this. I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the end of the day, Orton doesn't need shit. He don't need no storyline. He don't need nothing to make sense. All he got to do is slide out there, hit a fucking RKO, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? If you take even the interview, even the shit that's going on with Bobby Lashley, like with Lio Rush and Bobby Lashley is money. You know what I'm saying? And then you got this shit can lead into, and what I've always been saying, and this is what it looks like it's going to. After Leo was bitch slapping Finn Balor, I have a feeling that Finn Balor and Lio Rush is going to get it the fuck in on there eventually, and that's what I've been waiting to see. You know what I'm saying? People don't know he can fucking go. I mean, we know, but a lot of people out there they just looking at him as a manager. No, he can talk his ass off. He's getting Bobby over as a heel. And I just like Bobby's mannerisms. Every time he says, Bobby, big man, he starts flexing and shit. And that shit is like, I fucking love that shit. I fucking love that shit.
Like Leo said, it's
funny. And then in the interview, when he was walking in the back, he's bitch smacking Finn. Then he get on his phone. And then he get a text, he's like, yo, come on, we out. And then they show him in the back. So we get mad TV time. Then they go to Baron. Baron subs him in for John. We all know John wasn't making it or whatever. That's an opportunity for him. And then in the fucking promotion, in the promo, he's like, you think the big man can't beat Seth? Look, he's not even fully there. His mind is not even fully wrapped around the situation. So based on that, just for him not fully being able to, be 100%, you would have to be 120% to beat a motherfucker like Bobby Lashley, because it ain't too many people. It ain't too many people that can put him down.
He's a rare.
He's a real one. He's a MMA champion. He's a wrestling champion. I mean, he got all the accolades as Brock except the WWE title. So for me, he's an Intercontinental champion. He's still a tag team champion.
Former U.S. champion.
ECW champion.
Yeah. But I'm talking about like Seth. Like Seth right now, right here, he's an Intercontinental champion, tag team champion.
He's done it all.
If he loses shit, it don't matter because the real money is Dean and Seth. And even if Dean get involved or not, I don't feel as though if you want to keep building Bobby and Leo up, you wouldn't have him make it out of that. You wouldn't have him make it out of that first round. Even if that's Leo, even if it's Leo getting involved, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then Dean coming out afterwards and fucking him up some more. That's how I would book it. I wouldn't have Dean come out and stop him, for last. I would keep building up the heel manager and keep building up the heel. And then I would have Bobby win it because you can have, Bobby versus, Braun, or Bobby versus, Brock. It's a major void there. Finn, I don't think Finn's going anywhere anytime soon. I think.
Staying in the mid-card.
Yeah, he's staying in the mid-card. I feel like Drew is going to eventually, but here's the kick. Well, we can talk about Drew later, but I feel like that's my champion. That's the person I feel as though need to be inserted into that that triple threat and need to be had a strap. I don't want to see it. I mean, if Braun gets it, I'm not mad at it, but I definitely want to see Drew hold the belt. But I just feel as like Randy could go after AJ at any given moment. But I know Casey, and I'm holding on for Casey. I know Casey would say that Rey Mysterio will probably should win it and get the actual shot. But I feel like it's too early for Rey. I feel like no one is as dominant as Bobby Lashley in that tournament. I feel like he need to be the one to do that shit. I don't know why Kurt is wrestling in there. Wait.
That's for the nostalgia.
Yeah, I guess
that's for nostalgia.
The Saudi Crown Prince was the same.
Yeah. Plus, eventually, Angle had to come back somehow. And in my opinion, I think this is a great way to bring him back into the story. Because we all know what the end result's going to be, him and Baron Corbin.
Think at WrestleMania?
Nah, I think it'll be at Royal Rumble. It'll
Rumble
definitely
or
Royal
Survivor
Rumble or
Series?
TLC. I can see it being set up as Survivor Series, which everybody's pointing to is probably going to be either Team Angle versus Corbin, or
That's what I
more
think.
than likely Raw versus SmackDown. But I can definitely see a Team Corbin versus Team Angle, with Lashley being on Team Corbin. Probably AOP you could put on with Corbin, because they've been doing a lot of work with AOP and Corbin, integrating into that. As far as on Team Angle, honestly, I can see Balor being on Team Angle.
Elias.
Definitely Elias.
Yeah, Elias.
Definitely
Elias.
Elias.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now you think they're going to be against each other and not against SmackDown?
No, I don't think they're going to do Raw for SmackDown, and I really hope they don't, because I hate whenever they do that.
But I mean, they're already teasing, Becky versus. So you think they're just going to do Becky and Ronda, and that's going to be it?
Well, that's announced. That's not a rumor. That's
Yeah.
announced.
Yeah.
I think they're going to do the women from SmackDown
Yeah.
with Raw.
That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
they-
Now.
Raw versus,
They did do a backstage pre-tape.
Yeah,
where
that's what I mean. Yep.
Because you know what, I'll give them, because we brought it up. They actually did some nice character development with Charlotte for that, because
Definitely.
Paige wanted her to be the leader of the team, and she basically said, I don't think I'm the woman for this. I keep losing.
Yeah, I can see, if not Naomi, maybe Mandy Rose being the captain of SmackDown. I definitely think they're going to elevate one of the other women as a captain, and Charlotte just being like a subordinate, helping them out. But definitely, that's the only Raw SmackDown I can see going on between the women. As far as the men, I don't really see that. I see more of an Angle versus Corbin type of deal, where they may integrate some guys from SmackDown on Angle just to fill a spot, but more than likely it's going to be Corbin versus Angle.
So you got Randy winning the men for tournament.
Yes.
You agree with?
Okay. Yeah, they're winning too.
Who do you got winning?
I got Ray.
You got Ray winning.
I got Ray winning it
I'm
all.
gonna stick with Bobby. The Bar versus the New Day. I still don't know why the fuck Big Show came back and turned heel, and for them to lose the
400,000
trap. And why does the Bar need another title reign?
It's for Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
All these big people they're bringing back. It's just for this Crown Jewel shit.
All right.
Yeah.
So who y'all got? You got New Day winning it again, becoming 12-time
I got
champion.
the Bar.
I see the
winning.
Bar. I see the Bar winning that hands down, especially with them now putting Big Show into the mix. I can easily see Big Show costing New Day to lose that easily.
Who you got, Chris?
I got the Bar retaining. I've always been a fan of the Bar because of their style. They're stiff.
Soccer hooligans. How many soccer hooligans in wrestling right now?
Stiff. They're very stiff. They work hard.
Yeah.
Like Sheamus always been a fan of his. I'm glad he's still in the game, even though during the time he was still doing the neck injury that could have took him out.
Yeah.
And well, I was very happy to see the Bar getting back on television because as much as I love the New Day and I love the Usos, probably two of the most consistent tag teams in the last 5 years, I think other people need to get the opportunity.
Speaking of other people, when the fuck is Sanity coming back on TV?
That's crazy. You said that because I was going to ask y'all a question. Do y'all see if the Bar does win or whoever wins this tag match towards the end of it, the sanity just pops out of the crowd and just gang. I could see that happening somehow.
I don't think they're gonna fly them out there when they ain't been on television. It probably happened on like.
I don't see them doing
way to
anything with
introduce
sanity
them back
anytime
into
soon.
TV.
I don't know. Like that shit costs. You know what I'm saying? You know they talking about $1,000 of. They ain't been on TV in 1,000 days, so I don't know if they gonna pay thousands for them to fly out. I would love to see it. It would be surprising. It would be.
Or it could be
dope.
the SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm thinking of SmackDown. Yeah, I feel like if it was me, I would do an angle probably like NXT, have them get attacked backstage or some shit like that. And you don't know why, you don't know what happened. Tag team belts is just up for
just
grabs
see the
and
bar
vacant.
laid out
and they up for vacant, and they whatever they gotta defend it. And then next thing you know, Sandy comes out of nowhere, and you know what I'm saying, take them Jones. I just feel as though that they need to be utilized. I don't know what the point was to bring them up and not see them at all.
They're not defending the Raw tag belts on this show, are they?
No.
What Raw tag belts?
Because Seth and Dean have them.
That's why I said that.
Yeah, they never addressed that. Like, what are they gonna do with the tag team?
I think they're just going to vacate them at some point.
Vacate them.
I can see a tournament happening between after this show and Survivor Series, where somehow between AOP and maybe the Revival, I think for the most part I don't think the Revival job for no reason on Monday. It's always a method to the madness. I think we may finally get to see a title reign on the main roster with the Revival, because it's well deserved. Think about it. When before they got hurt, they was facing Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns. They was fighting all the top guys, and then all of a sudden they weren't used anymore.
If you get injured,
one got hurt
during your push, both of them got hurt.
What, at the same time?
No,
one
got
after
hurt.
another.
One came back, then the other
one got hurt.
Then I think they got hurt again. Like after
No, they didn't. They never got hurt after that. They just didn't use them anymore.
If you get hurt before your push starts, Finn Balor is prime example. And it wasn't even his fault. Seth did some nut shit, and then he's done. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I was
just
there,
like
there at the show. That was hard to watch. The way his shoulders snapped back.
He pops his shit back in, finish the match, wins his shit, holds it up, and he don't get no credit for that shit, and he just stuck in mid card. So I don't think the Revival are getting them belts before AOP, and then if the Undisputed Era moves up, they're getting those straps as well.
I
don't know if they.
Undisputed Era going to SmackDown. I don't even see them on Raw.
I definitely got them as Raw. I definitely got them.
Oh yeah, because
Adam Cole is he's definitely going on Raw.
The living version of Shawn Michaels. I first said that in Ring of Honor.
And they need more tag teams on Raw.
They do.
Fucking SmackDown got tag teams. You just gotta utilize them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
At the end of the day.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So I don't got. I see red in their future. I don't see, because we got CN Omnis, we got Sanity, you got a lot of people over there.
When you go push that through CN?
Huh?
When you go push that through CN?
They've been pushing him.
I think it's
He's been facing being in the ring with AJ Styles and being in the ring with Daniel Bryan and showing that you can work. And then I just feel like it's they got so much talent, and they signed so many people that when they get to the main roster, it's hard. I mean, look at Shinsuke. Fucking Shinsuke was facing R-Truth. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, that's a fucking megastar. You know what I'm saying? Now, no disrespect to Truth, but I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing, though. I like what him and is doing. It gives him something to do. You know what I'm saying? That shit is dope. But in no shape or fashion that Shinsuke should be holding that title when y'all gave him 7 fucking title shots at the real title. You know what I mean? If y'all
lose the gender, how many times you lost to that guy?
He lost to him twice. He lost to AJ like 3 times. Like, I mean, my thing is, if he wasn't going to win it, just straight. If you would have straight gave him the U.S. belt, it wouldn't feel like he's stuck in the mid card. It would have felt like, okay, the U.S. belt is actually on somebody that is a main eventer. You know what I'm saying? That's going to elevate it. But when you make them feel as though that they're not good enough to have the real belt, and then you give them that, it kind of like fucks their name up. I.e., this is why New Japan wanting back. I'm sure. You know what I'm saying?
Wait for it, Chris. Andrade versus Ray is going to be a program in the coming months.
You took it right out of my mouth, Pat. I was going to say that.
Still the show, baby.
They
got too many heavy hitters over there in SmackDown.
Yeah. Plus, what I was reading earlier today, they really want to try to push Ray as a top Latino star in the company. And I can definitely agree with Pat. I can see a program with Almas versus Ray, where they want to do some type of luchador thing. Not more so have the mask on CN, but kind of give it that Latin feel because, in my opinion, Almas should be bigger, if not as big as Del Rio was. Because before Del Rio left and got pissed off, they was trying to push him as the top Latin star.
Which was a big mistake.
Big, huge. But
boy.
I agree.
But Almas, I can see him being a top Latin star on SmackDown because, let's face it, they really don't have a lot of Latino stars, and that's one of the biggest markets they want to tap into is that Latin market. That's why they do a lot of shows, in Central America to try to, grab as much money as they can. And with the history of CN being a luchador, I just think it's a natural fit, him being one of, if not the top star on SmackDown as far as Latin stars.
And if he didn't do that, I would prefer him to be facing Shinsuke for the U.S. title.
Oh yeah,
That's
that
what
would
I
make
wanted.
a great program.
That's what I wanted before Shinsuke got thrown that belt. I wanted to see that. I would have took Shinsuke, repackaging, put him on Raw. That's what I would have did.
Yeah,
I would have had CN Almas. I would have had CN Almas run through the whole mid card, just run through everybody,
Yeah.
and then that's when you have Ray fucking show up, and then that's when they get it in. You know what I mean, for that, and then Ray could hold on to that until they continue letting AJ with his historic run. AJ running through everybody right now. Speaking of AJ, how do y'all feel about Joe just being a prop and getting thrown into this match? I don't like it, especially after he fucking tapped. You can have a nigga lose, but don't have him tap out and insult this man's family like that. I feel some type of way.
The way that went down was controversial anyway. It wasn't like a clean tap.
Oh no, he tapped. He tapped for
tapped.
sure. No, he tapped for sure. Like, yeah, the first time was like controversial and they kept throwing it on, but the last time
Oh,
they
you
did
talking
it,
about Super Show?
yeah, Super Show, he fucking tapped.
Yeah, he tapped clean.
Fucking tapped out, and now you got to go to.
I was pissed because I thought that was gonna be a buried alive match. The way AJ sold me on it, I was looking at the screen like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get a buried alive match." Tell me we're not getting buried,
And he just made him tap.
Sold us out.
If he would have got buried alive, it would have been all right, cool.
Oh, it would have been awesome.
Yeah,
Him
but to
getting
get him
buried down
tapped
under.
out, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. How you like? Is Joe? What do you feel about Joe?
So I'll say this: I imagine he was probably just thrown in there because they probably waited until Tuesday to decide to throw him in, and
Yeah.
because I also imagine they were trying to convince Daniel to go, and then once they've kind of realized he wasn't going to budge on it, they put
Had to
Joe
do
in the match.
something, yeah.
So they needed to find an opponent fast, and Joe, they did have a recent program, yes. So you might as well use Joe if not anybody else.
My next
So-
question is: will this match be the end, or do you see a bigger picture,
over.
maybe like a triple threat?
I think it's over.
No, I don't. Joe's not getting the title.
He's not getting
Oh,
it.
yeah.
And cause we already discussed injuries. I think he's got that label now too.
Yeah,
Because he's
that's
had
true.
like 3 injuries since he's gotten called up to the main roster.
He has.
So
three
I
years.
don't see him getting that championship.
And why pause? Why do you think that? Why do you think these people, they work for all these different companies? They work for New Japan, they work for Ring of Honor. They be in NXT, and then they get to WWE, and they just keep getting fucking injured. Do you think it's the schedule? You think it's the
it's the
point?
amount of
Yeah, it's
shows they're
definitely
doing.
the schedule.
Because
And the way
these
they
guys are doing
work,
4 or 5
too.
shows a week. It's not just TV.
Yeah, 300 days. You're out on the road. The house shows.
Yeah.
The pay-per-views, and the Raw shows, and the SmackDown shows. Yeah.
And
Then
now
they
that
do
they're doing like 4
appearances at
pay-per-views a month.
Comic-Cons and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, all crammed in 3 pay-per-views in 1 month. So that's rough out there.
And because of the way they set up that match on SmackDown, having him attack both AJ and Bryan after
Bryan's
he
gonna
retained
go
the
in.
championship,
Yeah.
I think the program going out of that is Joe versus Bryan.
Eventually,
And they'll have
yeah.
it.
That makes sense.
And back to my prediction about the World Cup tournament, as much as Orton doesn't need to win it, I think that's going to be how they insert him into a program with AJ for the championship.
Yeah.
That's going to be AJ's next big opponent.
Probably.
Because they haven't feuded for the championship yet, and they've both been on SmackDown for ever since the brand split started again.
So I guess he's just gonna run through Randy too, and then who knows who's gonna take this strap off of
I
AJ at
honestly
this
can
point.
see
My gut's
after
telling me this.
Orton, I can see if he doesn't go to SmackDown, I can see a program with AJ and The Miz. And I think that would be more of a money match than him and Bryant because you got The Miz, the reality thing, how much he pushes that. And think it would be more interesting with AJ and the Miz versus AJ and Bryan again.
I hope
Or
so.
Jay
He
for
got a
that
little
matter.
stale. Miz kind of fell to the waistline. You know what I mean? He hasn't really been doing much lately, but he has his reality show. He's good, and I'm sure he doesn't really care at this point.
No, I think he does. I think for the most part, Miz wants to be a top guy again. He wants to prove to Vince and Trips that he can hold it down as far as being a top staple guy on SmackDown or Raw for that matter. I could definitely see him being a top guy on Raw if he was the one that unfortunately would get fired by Shane and had to move to Raw. I could see him being huge on Raw because it's been a while since he's been in that top spot, and the way that in my eyes, the way they building him is they building him up for something. I think it's something huge, and that's him to get another title run one last time.
I think he's just a staple, and that's it. I think he's an attraction. I don't got him. He ain't getting that belt off of Drew McIntyre. That shit, first of all, that championship over there is cursed. That's the first thing.
Oh yeah.
No question.
The second thing,
Only person ain't been cursed with it is the guy who barely shows up.
Yeah.
It's the only one that ain't been cursed.
and now you wonder why he barely show up. If he showed up all the time, he'd probably be cursed too.
He probably
Now you
knew
know
it
what?
when
Now
they
it all
first
makes sense.
told him.
It
Now
all
it all
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
He probably said, I seen this shit coming. You know what
On
I'm saying?
top.
Now it all makes
Heyman
sense.
was the one that seen it. Like, look,
Yeah.
this is what we gonna do.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All
show
right?
up and that's it.
and that's it.
You know what I mean? But I think he's a staple. I feel like the Miz TV is just what it is, and he's gonna be in programs to further storylines. I don't really got him doing anything. We all know that he has the ability to, but Vince has a size thing. You know what I'm saying? If you have that strap over there, you got to be a certain height. You got to be a certain muscle, and you
This
know
is
you
bigger
got to
than
be able to
AJ.
handle business, huh?
Miz is bigger than AJ.
Yeah.
I know. That's why. That's
he
why
is.
AJ. If you look at AJ, his title, he won this shit on SmackDown. He defends his belt on SmackDown. He don't never headline championships. He don't never headline pay-per-views with that belt. You know what I'm saying? That belt is just, it's really the real fucking championship, but they position it as the second. You know what I mean? And that's why he has it. If it was the red belt, I think he probably would have lost by now.
There's still something to be said, though.
For
Vince,
sure.
Vince wouldn't just keep the title on the guy for a year if he didn't
sure.
give him any
Oh, he's
credence
a-
whatsoever.
for sure,
He
for
does
sure.
have Vince's
Money.
respect.
Oh
That's
no,
well
for sure.
documented.
Oh, yeah,
No,
absolutely.
he's phenomenal. I'm not taking anything away from AJ. He's making that belt everything. When it's all said and done, he's going to be looked at as one of the longest reigning champions, and that's dope for him. But in the grand scheme of things, you know, that's on paper. But in the grand scheme of things, that belt is second fiddle to that red belt. And it
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah,
be.
I
That's just
agree
my
with
point.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, when it shouldn't be, like for instance, even the women's red belt is that shit is more prestige. There's no reason why Ronda and them was headlining over Becky, and like she came out and said,
that was
we
just
stole the
clearly
show.
that
We're the
should've
headline.
been
This is
That
why
was just
I
'cause of
didn't
the
want
pod.
multiple championships for the brands. Have one women's champion, have one men's champion,
Right.
and leave it at that. And have mid card titles if
Right.
you want to brand a title. Have a mid card title.
Yeah,
for
because
them.
Becky shouldn't lose to no motherfucking Ronda. I don't care.
You know what? You think that might happen? Because
Absolutely, she undefeated.
Yeah, Ronda's
So-
not. They're keeping Ronda hot until WrestleMania.
Yeah,
they're not.
what?
They're not
So-
having her
Yeah,
lose.
she ain't getting her
it-
first
is that
loss till
clash-
WrestleMania.
Is that clash coming with Ronda and Charlotte?
SummerSlam. Oh, you said Ronda?
WrestleMania.
Oh,
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
Ronda and
I'll
Charlotte.
say the earliest, maybe Royal Rumble, but definitely WrestleMania.
I think that clash is coming.
Because
Do
I
you
think
think-
Charlotte's winning the Rumble.
Do you think
Yeah.
Becky should beat? Who should beat Ronda first, Becky or Charlotte?
Charlotte. Charlotte's the
without
bigger
question.
star, whether you love her or hate her.
Is she really now?
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely, she is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she is.
Absolutely. Because remember, like couple months ago, last time I was here, they were talking about that could be a first ever main event WrestleMania for women, a first women's main event.
Yeah.
That was like the original plan.
I see that headline on
And,
WrestleMania.
you know-
one of the marquee matches. That's definitely.
I love Becky character
You know,
more.
rather sad to say, but with Roman being out, this might be the year they pull the trigger on that because their biggest star is gone. Well, with the exception of Ronda Rousey, because I believe
trigger?
she was the biggest star in the company.
Yeah,
anyway.
she. How far she is now.
But I believe because Roman's out, they may make the women the main event of WrestleMania.
I believe they need to book Seth Rollins correctly, like they did before when he was the number one in the company, even with before and even with Braun being right hot as well. Seth was right there. I feel like this storyline with Dean, no one can dance with Seth like Dean
can, yeah.
And I feel like this is the time for Seth to be able to get that that push.
I can see him dropping.
He's right next to him,
and then moving up.
I hope that will happen.
Universal Championship.
That needs to happen
It's going to happen.
I hope it happens before. I don't think Ronda needs to headline over Seth Rollins. Nah. On any fucking planet, but it could happen.
If Vince sees money in it, if he sees it, he's going like.
Seth is getting the loudest pop still.
But there's no denying when he looks at it though. Ronda Rousey is more well known than anybody in that company.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes.
Period. Yeah, more than Seth Rollins, more than Dean, more than Drew, more than Braun. Arguably, I would say more than Brock. Walk up to anybody on the street, ask them who Ronda Rousey is, and they'll give you an answer.
That's true. Speaking of Brock versus Braun, how y'all feeling about this when we wrap this shit up?
Braun's getting this moment.
I think right now it's one of two things. Put it on Braun, get it over with, or I think there's a possibility of a no finish with Drew McIntyre somehow getting involved with it.
Yeah, because I was reading this week they were pitching to make it a triple threat.
They should,
because Drew McIntyre,
that dude.
I'd say Drew McIntyre for not just the mid card, but in general has been one of the best booked people this year. Yeah. Since he's come back, he's just been killing it.
That man, you want to talk about transformation?
He came back that one episode of Raw after WrestleMania. He stated what his intentions were, and he's been pursuing it ever since then. It's made sense every step of the way.
Yeah, I agree. Well said.
So that man's potential is starting to come to fruition.
It's crazy because Braun has been putting in work. He deserves it. He needs that W over
he definitely
Brock.
needs a big win.
He needs that win over Brock because he took one F5 and lost to Brock last time they faced each other.
A lot of people took an F5 after beating the shit out of him.
But here's my problem, Chris.
It's because they were saving it for Roman.
My problem is exactly. Roman kicks out at 6. You know what I'm saying? But Braun beats Roman, and he kicks out at 6, and then you take 1. So your win over Roman didn't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. Had him kick out at 2. He's the monster amongst men, but he only can take 1 F5, and then you give Roman 6.
I thought he was going to bounce up on Monday. That's what I was looking for, because I do remember Brock did give him 1, and he just bounced right up. Yeah. He was the only person I ever seen do that. Just take an F5 and just bounce right up. But FYI, I think Jeff Cobb got a better F5 than Brock. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody know how I feel about Jeff Cobb, but you know.
What about Brian Cage?
Man. I couldn't even imagine a match between Brock and Brian Cage. Like
another freak.
Vince would blow taking a look at that matchup. Especially when you see how jacked Brian Cage is.
Oh man, he is. Yeah. Just the moves Brian Cage do is like, it's amazing to me. The guy that can be that size that he is and just move with so fluidity like a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Only other person I've seen do that, honestly, is Jeff Cobb and Keith Lee. That's why they in my top 10. We'll get to that later.
Hey, don't take anything away from Brock. He can move scary fast.
Yeah, he is.
I'll just reference the Heath Slater thing because it's the most recent example I can think of.
Yeah,
he is one quick man.
Evolution. How y'all feel about Evolution?
One of my favorite pay-per-views of the year.
Might be my pay-per-view of the year.
I was surprisingly impressed with that pay-per-view. Every match was on point. My favorite match was definitely Becky versus Charlotte, and to me that had to be Charlotte's best match on the main roster. As far as main roster rival she had, that might have been her best match.
To me, it was better than her and Sasha in the Hell in a Cell. It was
I think those last 3 or 4 pay-per-views where they hot potato won the championship.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Which I despise.
Yeah, I despise.
Yeah, the women really had something to prove, especially because they played third fiddle to Super Showdown and Crown Jewel.
So, yeah, they did.
You know, they went in like we gotta tear shit down.
Yeah.
Becky and Charlotte tore.
Trish Stratus and Lita versus Mickie James and Alicia Fox. Good tag match. I was surprised. I was kind of surprised at this because they just threw. Alexa was injured, but this still was a good fun match. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they're going to build to Lita and Trish for WrestleMania. I think that's possibly going to happen moving forward because they still can go. that would be nostalgia for your ass. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I see it differently. I actually think they might do Lita and Trish versus the Bellas at WrestleMania. But all 4 of them have wanted this
Or
match
the
for
Riot
years.
Squad. I can see.
Riot Squad.
Trish.
I love the Riot Squad.
I don't see the
'Cause
Riot
they
Squad.
wanna
I
build
don't see the
up
Riot Squad getting
Yeah.
put in the Trish Lita match spot. Not at all.
Not the. I mean, they could be, but we just seen them face each other like twice. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do that, but I think I do like the Riot Squad a lot. I feel like they're the most cohesive group as far as the women is concerned.
Absolutely.
on
I agree
TV.
with that.
Even just how they just maneuver with each other, and you know what I mean. So they I think they got tattoos of all the time of their debut together as well. So they really like fam. But this was a good ass way to start the show. I didn't think they were going to start it with Hall of Famers like with them, but that was
They needed
definitely
something
dope.
to get the crowd hot.
Yeah,
Start off.
and the
that-
crowd
and the
made that
nostalgia
shit too.
pop.
Oh yeah,
The crowd made the
definitely.
fucking pay-per-view. They were hot the
I
entire
was
night.
thankful it wasn't no beach balls, wasn't
Yes.
no
Yeah.
Fuck
Jesus.
beach balls.
Yeah.
no Bella, Sug, none of that. They gave out all the women they just do, and I really appreciated that.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, the match besides that match, I say the 2018 finals of the Mae Young Classic with Io Shirai.
Yeah,
and
that match
the
was fucking
female
insane.
Chris Jericho was a phenomenal match, and
Yeah.
I can see.
My girl Tony Storm.
Tony
I
Storm,
can
love
see
it.
her challenging.
Tony got ass.
The UK
Yeah,
women's
she
champ,
does.
Rhea Ripley. I can
Yes,
definitely
yes.
see that.
I'm sorry, John. I was thinking about her, Tony's ass.
Oh, so was I.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
I could definitely see a program with Tony and Rhea Ripley, because I don't know if you guys paid attention when they showed some of the participants from the Mae Young Classic, and they had the camera on them. You see Rhea Ripley just give a golf clap like she wasn't all that impressed. Like, yeah, I see you over in UK. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can
That
see
shit's
that
awesome.
going on, because I did get a chance to catch up with NXT UK today, and I will admit, the match to me that was a phenomenal match that stole that show was Noam Dar and Zach Gibson. I mean, that guy Zach Gibson, I ain't gonna front. I watched him since Defiant, and I knew he was destined to make it to the WWE because he just had that look that Triple H wanted. Mm-hmm. And the thing about Gibson, he's a true throwback of the UK style. He reminds me a lot of William Regal. And that I forget the finisher he got where he puts the arm behind the head, kind of like the Last Chancery, but he do it standing up. I mean, that I haven't seen anybody really come out of that except for Pete Dunne.
Absolutely. I mean, fucking Pete.
Your
Dunne.
guy.
We not even go. That's another day for another conversation with Pete Dunne. I mean,
Did you guys see Rhea Ripley's Halloween costume? It was actually awesome.
no,
So
I heard about
in the Mae Young Classic, her semifinals match was against Tegan Knox,
yeah.
and Tegan Knox tore her ACL again.
Yeah.
And they had to call off the match.
Yeah.
And I'll give her a lot of credit for this. She stayed in character, and she's been milking it ever since then, not shown any sympathy. So anyway, her Halloween costume was Tegan Knox's favorite position or something like that, and she put on a brace and took out some crutches. So she just
Like
being
I said, I
savage.
can easily see a program with her and the female Chris Jericho getting it on.
The only thing I'll say, I wish they'd given that 5 more minutes for the Mae Young Classic Finals. Just
A
5
lot of people
minutes.
said that.
But they did get some
But it was my
tick, though.
third match
Yeah.
on the card. So.
They did get
To
some.
me, that besides the Charlotte and Becky, that was my second favorite.
That was my
match.
second favorite match.
Which match took long for them to have only the match 5 minutes?
I think
or less. What was the match that took longer?
Was it the Battle Royal?
Battle Royal was really, really good. It was really fun. I mean,
But I think
everybody
the
got their
Battle
spots.
Royal was before that. I think it might have been the Battle Royal.
The Battle
Yeah,
Royal
Battle
was
Royal
before
was.
the Mae Young
Yeah,
Classic.
it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so it could have been that. Yeah, a lot of people, the crowd was behind Moon.
Yeah,
They were behind her the whole match.
Yeah.
I could see her getting.
I thought she
pushed
should have won the
real
damn
soon.
But I looked at it, I said, okay, I see.
I like the decision.
Yeah.
You
I
like
don't-
that they had Nia Jax win?
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one's
Yeah.
taking Ronda's belt right now. So I don't
No.
want no one to get in the new
did
You don't want
position.
Ember to be sacrificial lamb?
Yeah, I don't.
They never said anything about her. She can go to SmackDown to challenge somebody, or she got to be on.
No,
Raw?
the only thing they said is she can get a future woman's champ.
Oh, so she can go to SmackDown if she wants to.
She can do whatever the fuck she want. Neither one of those titles is going anywhere right now.
But what I see more so is them building up her and Tamina as a fierce tag team. If they ever do this women's tag belt.
Yeah, they have all these women together in duos and trios.
Where's the ugly white belts? You know what I'm saying?
I think come TLC. I think Stephanie gonna stop playing around. And Trips gonna make
I got Bailey and Sasha as the first tag team champions because they fucking deserve it. Sasha wasn't even on the fucking. I'm looking at the artwork right now. Sasha wasn't even on that shit. And you had like 20 fucking women on it. Mm-hmm. Where the fuck is Sasha?
She was
at?
in the 6-woman tag.
I'm saying Bailey was on that list. I mean, Bailey was in the art. They got Dana Brooke on the front.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Battle Royal.
No, I'm talking about like the actual promo. They got Bailey all the way at the end. They got Becky up there. Obviously, they got Charlotte up there. It ain't no evolution without the 4 horsewomen. Like, period.
I want to throw this out to you guys. Mm-hmm. Since they signed Io Shirai, based on how she does at NXT, and they will, whenever they drop the women's tag belt, they're gonna call some women up. Could you see a team maybe of Shirai and Asuka together? Because they have worked together before in Japan.
I'd see one with Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane and Asuka, they look like.
I don't think they're gonna call Kairi up yet. I think she's
I don't.
Nikki Cross and stay in
I don't
NXT
like it.
for a
But
while.
Io's staying in NXT too.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't like what?
I don't like Asuka and all these little Oscars up there. They all look alike. They all look the same. I'm sorry,
That's
they
why
do.
I said that. I can see
if y'all was gonna do that, Asuka should have been propelled at that level. She still ain't get that big win. She still ain't get that title shot. Now we got more Oscars. It's just like
because that's what she done big was win the Women's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's why I said.
They kept
That's why I'm saying have
over a little bit. Than,
Io and Kairi as a tag team,
Exactly.
so that they can be somewhat different than Asuka.
Exactly.
Have
'Cause
Asuka as her own woman elsewhere,
Yeah.
and then just have them as the bubbly,
Did you
happy tag team.
Did you see the fucking picture of all 3 of them?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I did.
Y'all posted it on the cave. Somebody posted it on the cave.
It was like Mama and Baby
That's
Cubs.
what. Listen, that's what made me pose the question to y'all
Mama
when
and
I
Baby
seen
Cubs.
that. I said, "Oh, I
Yo.
can see them 3 being a stable."
The only way it works is if they're a tag team and then she's still a singles and they just run and do shit. That's the only way I would see it.
Yeah,
That's the only way.
Because they
That's the only
definitely gonna
way.
call some women up. I think one of the first females that may get called up first is Bianca Blair.
Oh,
No.
Keep her down.
Keep her down.
She was actually one. She was never announced for the match, but she was actually one of my predictions to win the Battle
Royal
Royal.
Rumble? Me too.
Because she's been going on for weeks how she's
she's
undefeated and she's
undefeated.
not gotten a title shot yet. So she thought, say, "Hey, Regal, I won the damn Battle Royal. Now I want my title match."
Do you see not War Games, but the weekend, the takeover of Royal Rumble weekend? You think Bianca finally gets it? Shot?
I actually think it's November because I think we're gonna get
War Games.
a triple threat with Kairi, Shane, and Bianca.
Or you can have Kyrie, Nikki, and Bianca in it too. Because the way they build a Nikki Cross is something, man. They making her like.
I think she's just. I think
she's
what
just a
they see
staple.
her as, she's just the gatekeeper for the title picture. I
That's
don't
all.
think. I don't think she's gonna be in the title match.
Nah, I don't think Bianca's winning anytime soon. I think they're going to keep building her up because you just the little subtle
Takeover
things.
weekend is the soonest I might take over WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah,
that might be
possibly
the soonest
she might win it
gets that.
because as you see now, Shayna, she got her belt back. They made a good call.
Which was the
Thank
right
you.
call.
Yeah.
Right call. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, my man.
It was.
Right call.
not gonna
Now she got her
deny that.
team with her now.
Yeah.
Now they ain't going. Now you barely was beating her before. You know what I mean? Now she got her team with her now. So it's the little subtle shit that they be doing. You know what I mean? So I don't got her losing that no time soon. I think they're gonna run through shit. They're gonna do what they want to do, and then it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna keep. Even if they start putting Bianca in the mix, they're going to keep fucking her over, keep getting involved, and keep, what I'm saying, every time she about to win, one of them is going to get, until Regal finally announces they'll be banned from the ringside. It's going to be you and such at
That's
TakeOver.
gonna be Royal Rumble weekend. I
Probably.
see that Royal Rumble weekend.
I got that mania.
Yeah. Like if
Maybe.
if you're
She's
like,
special. She's a special
long-term
star.
long-term booking, like WrestleMania, like the payoff.
Yeah, the payoff.
They'll be bigger at WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a be bigger Mania weekend because she's going to take that.
I need that match to happen. Gargano.
Oh, we gonna get to that.
Yeah,
We'll get to that.
Right,
Let's stick to Evolution.
Yeah.
But
all right, so
And
one
last
last thing.
thoughts on Evolution.
one last thing about NXT. What I'm still dying to see is if we get that triple threat, that environment, I want Shayna Baszler to be the first person to no-sell the whip from Bianca Belair's hair.
Oh, yes. She's going to be the one to go sell it. I think she's the one.
She shouldn't. Yeah, she shouldn't. She shouldn't sell it. She shouldn't sell it.
Yeah, basically,
No.
Bianca whips her in the back, and she
I
basically
can
turns around
see
like,
Bianca
bitch.
whip her.
Start throwing them joints. Start throwing them joints. Yeah. No,
I
I'm
can
for
see
that.
good
I'm
one,
for
Pat.
that. I'm for
Moving
that.
on in Evolution.
You get MVP of the night on that one.
All right, man. Becky and Charlotte.
Match of the night.
I mean,
Yeah.
what anything we say, we probably wouldn't do it any justice. I mean, at this point, you would have to go see that shit. You know what I mean?
Good storytelling.
And if you didn't see it, something wrong with you.
It should have headlined the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
One thing I will say is they need to stop having Charlotte try to do table spots because they always fail. They failed with Sasha, and the first one with Becky
worst one.
failed. So
No.
but at least she went back. She went back up to fix it. But
The Swanton fade first.
you know what? I think she should do that instead of the moonsault because the moonsault looks great in the air, but when
But
it's
she
on the way, it's
sold
terrible.
that Swanton. Oh my goodness, I
Swanton.
couldn't stop laughing. Even my son was
No,
cracking
she
up
had
at
to
that.
she had to put her body, like her whole weight into that joint. She couldn't
Yep.
it couldn't be the neck and none of that. It had to be her
It
whole
looked
body.
like they got one of them tables from New Japan that just don't break.
One of those things. She's just that freaking tall.
Yeah, she is that
Yeah,
tall.
she is that tall.
She's that tall, no ass is gonna be kind of hard to go through the actual table. You know what I mean? But hey, other than that, I love fucking Becky's character, man.
Yes.
Oh my god,
She is the new
her
Stone
character.
Cold.
Even I'm the man and all this shit.
I'm the
I
man.
just,
Oh man,
Yo, the fan,
I just love her, man.
I love when she talks in third
her.
person though.
Yeah. You know what? She's given Tommaso a run for his money on Twitter.
Yes.
oh yeah.
She is going
Yes,
just like
yes.
Tommaso on Twitter now.
And I'll go over there on Raw. Doesn't matter. I'll slap the head out of everybody, Sandra. You know who she reminds me of? She started reminding me of a fucking Connor with her accent.
Yeah,
she started really reminding me of that
listen,
cocky
somebody
fucking-
said that she watches Connor's
Yo, she's
promos.
really. Oh my god, yo,
She
bro.
watches Conor
Yo.
McGregor's promos. They
Yo.
already said that. She
I don't go.
watches them.
Listen, for me, she's runner up for Superstar of the Year. Me personally.
Oh, yeah.
Me
Without
personally.
question. Without
She
question.
beat
You gotta give it to
one of the most decorated women's champion of all time.
If not superstar, most improved. She gets my vote for most improved superstar, hands down, because
just embodying that. I don't even remember her character before.
and it's organic.
I
It's
don't even
not
remember
like
her character before this.
it's not like the machine is forcing her down our throats.
No.
It happened organic.
And she's the most over at the same time.
Remember when she was doing the Becky Balboa and SummerSlam? How everybody was just like, "Yeah, you're right. You kind of is like Balboa."
Yeah, we got behind her then she turned heel. We got behind her even more.
Man,
Now
that pop she got SummerSlam, that was just
Incredible.
Yeah, and now she's running through shit, and you know what I mean. Now she's showing up, rumbling at the PC Center.
I don't care. I know this ain't gonna happen, but I want her to make Ronda tap out at Survivor Series.
I would love it, bro.
I would love it. And
I
then
would love it
one of the four horsewomen just jump in and break it up.
I feel like Becky need to win that, man.
Yeah,
I just
Becky
feel like she need to win
definitely
it.
needs
but like unfortunately they're gonna have Ronda hold on to that undefeated streak.
But here's the
too.
thing. Here's the thing. Like that's where Vince fucks up at. That's how you make enough. If she ain't already a fucking she's a superstar right now. You make her a megastar by tapping out fucking Ronda or pinning her, even if it's cheating. Like what is it going to hurt?
Controversial, even if it's a controversial.
What is it going to
story.
hurt? This chick Ronda got her ass whooped multiple times in UFC. She's
you
still the biggest star in the
imagine?
world. It's not gonna hurt her. It's if you have her lose by cheating or whatever, she's gonna go back to Raw and still run Raw and say, well, I got unfinished work with Becky. She cheated, and I'm a winner. And in my book, when I took my losses in UFC, they were real losses. It wasn't for no fluke. It wasn't no cheap. She'll be fine, bro. I just. That's where he fucks up at. You will make two megastars. She tap out Ronda, put her on today's show. She could talk about beating Ronda and still having the fucking belt. And you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I would love to fucking see it. I don't think that she's doing excellent work. She stole a show from Ronda and them with Charlotte. She beat the most decorated women's champion of all time. Why wouldn't she be able to beat Ronda? You know what I'm saying? Because of what? she got an arm bar. I got an arm bar too. Like, I do shit as well. Like, I just feel as though they're both on the same playing field in the WWE, in the ring, because this is a wrestling ring. It's not an MMA ring. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my thoughts on it. But we all know that Ronda's gonna fucking win.
But yeah, but this would be Ronda's like true test. To me, like true test is like what Becky's how technically sound she is, and the way she's been going. I love her aggressiveness. I love how she's got the fans eating the palm of her hand, and like she's on a roll right now. She's on fire right now. If I gotta make a choice for PWI woman number one woman wrestler for 2019,
Becky.
It'd be 2019.
Oh, that came out.
It came out already. Oh, who the top 10 for 2018?
Hold on.
I gotta see this list.
I think
Pull it up real quick.
I think fucking Becky is getting a lot of responses and more over than any woman in that company right now, including Ronda.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bliss is number one for PWI. I would not be surprised.
Well, she is like a 5-time champion at this point.
Who would have thought that?
She had a stranglehold on that Raw title for almost
Over a year.
After she had a stranglehold
y'all
on the
gonna
fucking
be
SmackDowns.
mad.
Oh, okay, I gotta hear this, John. All right, who's number one? Is it Bliss?
Raw Women's Champ.
It's Ronda.
Ronda.
What?
I'm waiting for it to load up now.
There's no real validity off these lists. This is
these are all
I'm gonna
Yeah,
just say
yeah,
they
yeah.
only posted the top 10. 1 is Rousey, 2 is Bliss, 3 is Charlotte Flair, 4 Io Shirai, 5 Asuka, 6 Shayna Baszler,
They disrespectful.
7 Carmella, 8 Nia Jax,
They
9
disrespectful.
is Moana Atani, and 10 is Kairi Sane.
They disrespectful. When did this list drop? It's
The
2018.
period they evaluated was from October 1st, 2017 to September 30th,
Oh, okay, it makes sense. It makes
2018.
sense. It makes sense. But
Yes.
still, Ronda still just got here. But it makes sense. 2019, Becky going to be number 1 or number 2, hands down. So
Now, I got this from shout out to WrestleZone. That's where I get a lot of my news from.
Now you didn't crack the top
The
10.
author who wrote it, he said, interesting to note that Becky Lynch couldn't crack the top 10, but I guess that's all based on the ranking evaluation time. A lot of people in the comments on Twitter really seem to be kissing their displeasure with Ronda's ranking. On the one hand, I can understand the frustration, but on the other, it's kayfabe ranking, and there's clearly no bigger name in women's wrestling.
yeah, there is, and her name was fucking Becky Lynch.
That's why the author said he couldn't understand why she couldn't even crack
Yeah.
the top 10.
No, but it makes sense.
Billion name in the top 10.
It makes sense because I don't know when she won it from. I don't know when she won it. I think a couple months ago. So Becky, Becky, she hasn't had
She
it.
won it at the
Like the
September pay-per-view.
Yeah, she won 9 champions, right?
Yeah,
I thought
the
she
September
wanted the
pay-per-view.
SmackDown after SummerSlam.
No, I
Okay.
thought it was 9 champions, I believe.
Okay.
No, it was Night of Champions.
Yeah.
It was September.
So that it kind of happened late on the
Oh yeah,
tail
you're right.
end
She
of
had it
that.
for like a month.
Yeah, so it's like I understand, but let's get into Raw. Brock Lesnar shows up.
Whoa.
Wait.
We forgot the main event.
Did we?
Yeah, Ronda
Oh,
Rousey
oh,
versus
we did.
Nikki Bella.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. Did we? I thought we talked about the main
Alicia
event already.
would kill me if I did.
I thought we talked about the main. I thought we talked about the main event already. All right. And okay. The Bellas. I like heel Bellas. I'm gonna say that. I like the match.
They've always
The
been
match was
better as a
good.
heel duo.
True.
Yeah.
Technically, their whole shtick from the start with the Twin Magic thing, that is a heel shtick, not a
Yeah.
babyface shtick.
That was a good match.
Yeah,
Surprisingly.
it
was a
was
good match.
You know, it's one of those things. I'll give WWE credit. When I first heard about the match as a rumor, I was like, huh?
What?
Yeah, like, what? But they succeeded in, playing on some real life stuff and making me care. And then, by the end of it, I wanted to see Nikki get her fucking arm snapped.
You know the fucked up part about
of the
it.
year.
You know the fucked up part about it is if this match happened before the Becky Lynch last man standing match or last woman standing match,
Right.
we would have appreciated a little tad bit more. It was a good match though, but it shouldn't.
There's no way
It was
they
no
weren't gonna
way-
have
it
Ronda
was-
not close the show.
But it was no way that match was going to be able to compete with the last man standing or last woman standing
How the
match.
hell you top that?
That's what I'm saying. It's like Johnny Gargano and Ciampa. What you call it? It's the NXT Championship. That is like the most prestigious belt on television. That's basically the A show. A lot of people feel that way. That couldn't even main event over the storyline and the shit that was going on between Ciampa and Johnny. This shit between Becky and Charlotte, this has been going on for years. Becky always felt as though that she got the
she was always playing second fiddle.
Always playing second fiddle. Yeah. And she's finally in her peak. She's finally found something and tapped into some shit that translate and transcends women's wrestling. She walks around with "I'm the man" shirt, and I fucking believe her. You know what I'm saying? This shit transcends professional wrestling. Like she's doing media shows and shit like that, and she's still in character. Like it's no reason why this match did not headline, you know what I'm saying? And that's why Triple H gets it, and that's why Vince doesn't get it. Because at the end of the day, she can be that megastar and be on that level as Ronda. You just gotta give her the opportunity, and she's gonna knock it out of the park. And I feel as though if they would have put this Bella's match before the last women's standing match, we could have received it a little bit well. I was underwhelmed. I could have cut the pay-per-view off after that shit.
I think a lot of people probably did.
That's what I'm saying. But in all fairness, Ronda still did her thing. Yeah. I've never seen Ronda go out there and not have a great match. The Bellas played their role perfectly. They did. It was good. But as easy as I forgot about it.
A little bit more twin magic. That's the only complaint I have with that match. They should have.
They don't look that much alike anymore. I know. They can't really do it.
But they should have really played off of that Bella army. And if not Brie, they could have had one of their cronies, somebody, to play up the Bella army and interfere in that match. To me, it should have been... As long as it was,
no, John, no, John. You wanna know why? For one, we don't know how much time that last woman standing match took up. That took up a lot of time.
That was at least a half an hour.
Yeah. So then for two,
I timed it. It was half an hour.
For two, if you would have made them get interfered or whatever, as you can see, they both got suplex at the same time. Imagine Ronda beating three of them. It would have made them look like super weak, weaker than they already would. So I would have kept it the same way. I wouldn't have did it no other different because everybody knew goddamn well she wasn't beating Ronda. You know what I'm saying? The only person that should beat Ronda, the only two people that should beat Ronda to me is Becky and Charlotte. That's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think they did what they could in that situation. Period. You know what I'm saying, Pat?
Yeah. I still think it was my fourth favorite on the card. I don't think it was as bad as some people are making it out to be.
People think it's bad? People thought it was bad?
I saw people shitting all over it. Because some people just they just put the Bella visors on.
Oh, okay,
and they won't give them credit for anything.
I'm for real talk.
So I thought it was a solid main event. I actually did.
No jokes aside, when I started talking about Raw, I literally forgot about that fucking match because of the Becky. I believe you. I'm like, real shit.
I believe you. There was one nasty spot in the match where Nikki landed on her neck or something. Bray ran over her or something.
That was nasty. I remember the spot you talking about. That was nasty.
Oh my god. I was like.
Oh yeah, she tossed
and the fact that she has well documented neck issues. Like again, they didn't send the doctor out there. The second women's match in a month for that.
Oh shit! Yeah, it makes sense. In closing, what would y'all rank the women's pay-per-view, the first ever women's pay-per-view?
I would give it an 8 out of 10.
I agree with you, Pat.
Yeah. Because 7.5.
The three main event matches were really good. But the undercard wasn't the greatest. So that's where I knock it.
The undercard wasn't too bad. I'm
not saying it was bad, but it could have been better than what it was.
Yeah, I will agree with that.
So that's why I'll give it an 8. Not 2 stars, just for the undercard being a little underwhelming.
And in the build, I feel as though if they would have took the time properly to promote it a certain way, I could have gave it a 9. It was one spot that Alicia did that pissed me the fuck off.
We didn't talk about that. Jeez.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I remember I had it in the back of my mind.
What was the spot?
That's why it's my 8. It's when she was supposed to break up. She was supposed to break up the pin, and the ref literally stopped.
Over him.
Yeah,
the ref literally stopped and held his hand. Literally, 1, 2. It literally did this for literally 2 seconds.
And you saw Mickey call Alicia to break the count.
Yeah.
But that's one of those situations, if the plan was Mickey was getting pinned anyway, just go with it.
Yeah.
And, Alicia botched the spot, whatever.
No, but the problem is they didn't hit their finishers yet. Nope. You know what I'm saying?
But they could have done a post-match with that real quick.
True. But that
Nikki
shit
and
would have
Alicia
been.
attack him after the match. They, you know,
And then they finishers
they
that
do their
way,
twist of
yeah.
fate, moonsault, stratisfaction stuff.
Yeah.
And basically ended the same way they did, except
Yeah.
the match was already over.
I don't think we really
What was the other
talked
one?
about.
Did Sasha do a botch in that match? In her match?
No, we didn't really talk about Sasha in the match that much either.
It was a move where she tried to do like a front flip over the top rope.
I don't
recall.
remember the tag team match that well.
I think I remember what he's talking about.
All I remember was getting their ass whooped for a long period of time. That's all I remember about that match. Off the
I
top
didn't
of my
watch that
head.
match. I went on IG and I happened to see a 15-second clip of they said she did a botch. She tried front flip over the over the top of the ring and she just got stuck.
No. She, the move was for her to do over the ring, but the move was also for them to grab her all in one setting, and they tossed her into the guardrail right after that. So she couldn't do a traditional suicide dive. She had to literally flip over because when she landed under all three of their hands, and then they just fucked her up, threw her against the, like that. It was a nasty spot. So yeah, I don't think it was a botch. I feel like she thought about it too much, and it went too slow. It wasn't like a quick, reaction. It was, oh shit, I'm about to do a suicide because that's what I'm used to doing. But no, I can't do the suicide because if I do the suicide, I'm gonna hit this guardrail head first instead of like my side. So I think that's that. I remember the part you were talking about.
Gotcha.
But that was a good match. I just feel as though Sasha and Bailey has been matching. They're the only tag team people that have been. The only people that have been matching.
The Boss of Hook connection, right? That's what they're called.
Yeah.
Boss of Hook connection. Yeah.
They're my future women tag team champions. That's the only thing that you can. That's the only thing I feel like you
Since
deserve
Nia
it.
Jackson to me that don't beat him.
Even if that was to happen. Even if it was to happen.
Oh, those two. Oh my goodness.
What two did you just say?
The
The
Iconics.
Iconics.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm with that.
What about what is the name of that damn stable that Paige was running before she?
Absolution.
No.
No, they broke up. They broke up about the Rumble.
Are you sure they're gonna break up soon?
No,
Because
they
what
broke
happened-
up. They broke up because Mandy called Sonya Deville to go on. the
Yeah.
apron. And then when Sonya looked
she
at her,
eliminated
was
her.
like,
Oh yeah, I did see that. I
Yeah.
didn't know that was like
If
That-
they didn't
that was
break up,
just-
they teasing it.
They
Yeah,
just teased
I wouldn't
it
consider
again.
that a breakup. That
But they
happens
probably
in the Royal
still-
Rumble all the time.
Yeah, they probably still
And
gonna be together,
People
but-
will be tag team partners the next
Yeah.
night again.
yeah. So they got 4 tag teams right there. Women.
yeah.
You got 4 of them.
I got Becky and them winning. I mean, not Becky. I got I love Becky. I got Sasha and Bailey being just for the simple fact they fucking matching. Just for the simple fact y'all had me watch them for months go to counseling. I couldn't understand why they were going to counseling. I couldn't understand why they.
The Dr. Shelby thing.
Yeah, I can't understand why they would put on the best matches with each other. Obviously, other than Becky and Charlotte, and why are they forced to go in counseling? But now it makes sense. If they went to counseling to become a better friends, to become a better tag team, and be the first women tag team champions, then that makes sense to me.
Please, Steph. Please.
So
Please.
me and Pat got it as an 8. John, you got it as a what? 7.5?
Yeah, 7.5.
What you got it, Chris?
7 3/4.
7.3.
Jeez.
Jeez,
What
we
made
giving
you
out
not get another
gymnastics
quarter?
scores.
We can't get another
What
quarter.
was that quarter that really swayed
It was
you
the
down?
it was the 2 count. Yep. Okay. All right, I agree.
Alicia botched.
Yeah, I knew she was gonna fuck up. That's the fucked up part about it. I just knew. I said, all right, she get into this match, she's gonna fuck up once because she's not ready for this shit. You in there with Hall of Famers. You're gonna get excited. You're gonna get a little bit too excited. You're gonna fuck up.
Oh my God.
Yeah.